Hey guys, welcome back to another Call of Duty Mega Construx unboxing and review video. So today we have the new to 2019 Call of Duty Mega Construx Heroes Series 5. From left to right we have General Davis from the Call of Duty World War II video game. We have a Shadow Company soldier from the Call of Duty Ghosts video game. We have Diego Nicoli, who is part of the Aether Zombie storyline, which is one of the campaigns from the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4 game. We have Ruin. He was both in Black Ops 3 and 4 as a specialist, but how he is represented in this Heroes line is attire from the new Black Ops 4 video game. Next up is Gideon. He was an Atlas Trooper from the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare video game. And then last but not least, in any sense, is Simon Reilly, or the original Ghost, which he was in Modern Warfare 1 and 2. So let's do some housekeeping right off the bat. So from the last three figures, Ruin, Gideon, and Reilly, they were all purchased through Toy Wiz, kind of at a premium price. I had to pay about $15 a piece for the figures. And then General Davis, the Shadow Company soldier, and Diego Nicoli were purchased through Amazon from pre-order. I had all of these figures pre-ordered a few times through Amazon, and it was about 3 or 4 times in a row they were getting canceled, said they were unavailable, but they popped back up for pre-order. After about the 4th attempt of pre-ordering the first 3 figures, they actually shipped, and I was able to get them. So currently right now, all the figures are available for pre-order from Amazon for $5.99 a piece, which is about $1 more than what the MSRP for if you can find them locally in stores. So the first one we'll take a look at is General Davis. So not a whole lot going on with this guy. He is he's a character, a support character from from World War II, the video game. He has, as you can see, one of his accessories is a flag with the prestige token. So what General Davis is most well known for is in the headquarters element from multiplayer. That's where you go to prestige. You go talk to him once you're available to prestige, and he congratulates you, gives you some prestige bonuses. And this flag right here represents that kind of area. So it's a nice inclusion. His other accessory is one of those revolver style pistols. He's got very basic fatigues. He's got some, I think, ribbons on his right side. If you can pick that up, I'm trying to focus on it, where that might be just a name tag. I'm not sure what it is. It's pretty blurry from what it is, but it's some red etching on him. The interesting thing about him, he has a new style belt which has holes on both sides. However, they are hard plastic. So I was thinking initially when they had that new belt that this was a potential for being able to stow your revolver, like having a waistband holster. Unfortunately, I can't. I tried a few times trying to get the revolver to sit into those slots, and it would not sit in there. So I'm not quite sure what that new belt is for. In addition to newer molds, General Davis has a newer style boot mold. It's just it's a pretty shiny, almost like a dress boot. Which is not a boot that we have had before. So the lower extremities of the figure are new molds. He's got it looks like an oak cluster, or that's probably, I think it's just some kind of etching on top of his hat. But it's not a star to represent a general. So I'm not quite sure what that emblem is supposed to be. But overall, a pretty nice figure to have. It's, obviously, it's nice to get a named character, but pretty basic to say the least. Next up is the Shadow Company soldier. So what's pretty cool about this guy is, as you can see, he's got some glow-in-the-dark equipment on him, right? So his tack vest, his belt, his lower drop pouch, his knee pads, hands, helmet, and portions of his gun are glow-in-the-dark, which they do work, which is pretty nice. The other inclusion that this guy had was a while back we received those that Night Ops set where we first got the laser attachments and then the that laser rod. The original ones that came in were red. This one is that same material for glow in the dark, so you can heat it up under a lamp and then turn the lights off, and it'll kind of symbolize or simulate that that green light for targeting an enemy. So that is really cool. When I first saw this figure, I was kind of willing to pass on him because I thought he was pretty generic. But I will say what's nice too is they did a really good, under his uniform. It's two-toned. He's got some really nice display like patches on his set. So although this is a generic figure, they did a really good job. And this is, again, kind of what we've known and come to expect from the Heroes line is they do a really, really good job with the premium paint applications. They typically do really good undertones, like, two-tone uniform styles. So it's one of those things where it is really nice to be able to have this as an inclusion to the Series 5 for having a generic figure. Next up is Diego Nicoli. So again, he is part of the Aether storyline. He is a zombies character. He comes from what he looks like from his video game appearance from the Aether storyline. So he's got that trench coat, blue pants with that newer style boot that's smooth. It's all one mold, and it looks like it's just toned from the paint is how you can tell that. He's got a white undershirt on, and what's pretty nice about this guy too is that they actually painted his neck area as well, so it's a different color than just the white. So they did a really good job with that. This is a new head mold as well. A little bit sloppy on the beard, but it is hard, at this kind of level or scale, 1/28 to get it perfect. But overall, the hair does look like it's pretty well painted on. His accessory is a red satchel bag, as well as a shotgun that I'm assuming is a zombies weapon. I play a lot of zombies, and I've never seen this weapon. So this might be one of the new mystery box weapons from Tagged or Doten or something like that. The new, the final zombies map. But again, the Aether storyline, these Aether characters do not play in that map, so I'm not quite sure why they have this included. But from the license descriptions, this is supposed to be a shotgun of some sort. So it's got some really nice detailing on it. It looks like a dragon up top. It's two-tone, red, gold, and then it has some dark gray in here, and then a dark gray handle. It's got a weird cant to it, so he obviously has to hold it kind of at an angle to get a shooting pose. But overall, not a bad inclusion. I would have liked to see the Mark I ray gun, but again, hopefully that is just in the future realm of the Heroes line. Like if they do the Ultimus crew, maybe have Rick Toffin with the Mark I ray gun. That would be a really cool inclusion. But it's nice to see that they are finally making heroes from the zombie storyline. This is actually the first character, a human survivor character, that Mega Construx has done with their zombie line. So Mega Construx or Mega Blocks, they have released quite a few zombie sets where they have the diner, the barn, and a few other sets where they have just nothing but zombies included in that. They've never made a survivor character, so this is the first survivor character we are getting, and it's a pretty nice inclusion. I would have liked, again, having the Ultimus crew first, being Tank Dempsey, Nikolai, Rick Toffin, and Takiel, but overall, very nice inclusion. Next up is Ruin. So this is our second version of Ruin that we've gotten. He came initially in the Black Ops 4 standoff pack in a different outfit attire. He was more in an olive drab, so this actually looks more game accurate to his initial uniform. So the main portions of the figure have not changed, and what I mean by that is all the pieces, the arms, lower forearms, pants, boots, they're all the same as the Black Ops 4 standoff pack. The only difference is the color schematic. So it's a different color vest, different shoulder armor, different lower forearm, and then different paint schemes. So it's a very nice paint job. I like that he is a lot more game accurate. Again, they did a really good job with the tattooing on his left and right head, symbolizing his tattoos. If you can see that guy, they did a really good job with his mohawk too. It's always funny, when they have mohawk characters like this and getting paint applications, because as we can remember, Soap from Series 2 is a very hit or miss. So they also did a really good job to painting his beard. It looks really nice overall. And then the really nice inclusion for this is a new Firearms Mold. So this is the same firearm that came with the Shadow Company Soldier, and then also I believe the Special Forces and Submariner set that isn't currently out right now also has these firearms in the works. So it's a nice new mold. It's a new magazine mold. It's a new forearm grip mold, like an angled forearm grip, a new upper receiver, and then a new stock as well. So it's on that modular system, but it is all new pieces, and the customization's there, so you can kind of swap and match them, so you can make some pretty cool combinations for the gun. I like the gun as is. I think it's a great addition, and I'm glad to see that they are continuing on making new molds for the weapons, because when you collect these for a few years, you get kind of tired of the basic ones. The other thing that came with Ruin was one of our older style pouches. However, mine was like defected, so the peg hole in the back right here is too small. It wouldn't attach to any of his pegs on his tactical vest or on his hip, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but we've got like a million of those, so I'm not too worried about that. Next up is Gideon. So Gideon, this is the first time we've actually got Gideon as a named character. So when the Advanced Warfare game came out, they released a few Advanced Warfare sets. I think the Atlas Troopers, they had the Atlas tank, where they had a figure that resembled very closely to Gideon, but he wasn't ever licensed as Gideon. So this is the first time we are getting a licensed Gideon, which overall I think is a great, great addition to the Heroes line. It's nice to see him, finally get his justice. Gideon was a really cool character, and then on top of that, his attire for it, it looks really great. It's been a while since we've gotten the Atlas exosuits, so it's always nice to kind of get some of these every once in a while. What's really nice though is that he comes with the AE4. So this is one of the hardest weapons to actually get. This weapon came out in one battle pack. It came out in the Advanced Soldiers battle pack, and there were two variations of this. It was like an all black one with the red beam in it, and then I think it was like a silver one with a yellow beam in it. So we have not that was the only time that gun had ever come in there, and there was like two of them for that battle pack. And I think that battle pack right now, the last time I checked on Amazon, was going for $119. It was one of those sets similar to the flamethrower trooper set, where it was kind of underproduced, wasn't ever distributed well, and so the people that got them marked up the prices pretty quickly, and then that was kind of it for it. So it's nice to be able to get this AE4. This is a really unique gun that we really haven't seen all that often. I think it's slick as shit. It's a really cool gun. I love that they decided to do Gideon and they packaged him with this firearm. It's a good way to remember Advanced Warfare. I think the only other weapon that would have been really nice to see with Gideon would have been the IMR. They never made that mold either, but the IMR, if you did play the game, it was it was the only gun in the game that actually 3D printed the rounds for the gun, so you could, if you held onto the weapon long enough, you would never actually run out of ammunition. So it was really fun to have that for the zombies mode, having the ability to have your ammunition 3D printed. So I love the AE4. I think it looks great. It's a great addition to Gideon, and then overall the face mold too. It's pretty generic in the sense that it's just a bearded character with a beanie, but that's how he is in game. This is how he looks, and I think overall with the outfit attire and everything, they do a really good job bringing Gideon to life. Last but not least is everyone's favorite ghost, Simon Reilly. So Simon Reilly is the version 2 of what we've received before. The first version of Reilly that we got was in the Task Force 141 battle set that had 20 figures. It was all the Task Force 141 troops, and they had a ghost, a Simon Reilly ghost in that set. However, he was not decked out in this type of detail. It was a very basic mold where he had a tan shirt, it was a gray shirt but tan pants, no clip-ons, no knee pads. His jacket didn't have any of this display art. So as you can see, because he is a British trooper in the game, and so he's got the British flag right here. He's got really nice detailing on his sleeves, which are on both sides, which is always nice to see that extra level of detail. And then on top of that with the head mold too, so the skull print, or his balaclava that he's most well known for, being that ghost, it's not the greatest. It's a little sloppy, and it's hard to really kind of, the fine detail isn't really there. But what is nice about the head sculpt is that they have the dual application of paint, so his earmuffs are a different color, his goggles are a different color, so and he's got a really nice green tactical vest, which is a pretty unique piece. I think the only other person that was ever packaged with this was Torque from Heroes Series 4. So this is a hard tactical vest to get in this, like the newer form tactical vest in this specific color. He comes with that kind of that bullpup design, submachine gun. We've had these a few times before, but what I really like about these guys is they come with the like the PMag style magazines, not just like the older style M16 or M4 magazines. So always nice to get these inclusions. They make the guns kind of look a little bit slicker when you do customs and all that kind of stuff. So very nice inclusion. This is a very cheap way to get Reilly. That battle pack, like the Task Force 141 battle pack, was a Toys R Us exclusive, and it retails for over $200 now. So it's hard to get, you know, some of those named characters from that line nowadays, because of the fact, you know, Toys R Us is gone. It wasn't exclusive, and with anything with Mega, right, they do limited runs, and then when it's gone, the third-party prices kind of go outrageous. So looking at the line as a whole, you know, I said this about Series 4. I think they're really stepping up the Heroes line, and what I mean by that is, from Series 1 through 3, we were getting, you know, 2 named characters, 3 named characters, and then overall, like, the rest of the line was, you know, filled up with generic characters, or, you know, characters that had, you know, a little bit better of a paint application, but not ones that we really liked. And what I mean by that is, in Heroes Series 1, we got Frank Woods, and we got, I think, Captain Price in that Arctic gear, which were 2 really unique figures. I really enjoy them. I have them both still in package and displayed. But the rest of the line, I think we had a pilot, we had a SEAL diver, we had a British trooper, and I think I'm missing I think a ghillie sniper or something like that, but not very memorable. Series 2 came around. I thought that was actually a little bit better in the sense that we had, you know, Yuri, we had Soap, and we had, I think that was our first time that we got Outrider. Yeah, so that was our first specialist in the line. And then Series 3, you know, ended up, you know, going again with that same kind of line. We got Makarov, Battery, and Spectre, and then the rest of them were just kind of, you know, basic generic figures. Series 4 had a lot of, you know, really nice name specialists, and this one, what's nice about it is we're getting characters from a lot of different games, right? So we're getting the Modern Warfare realm represented, we're getting the Advanced Warfare realm represented, we're getting the Black Ops 4 realm represented, we're getting Ghost, and then we're also getting World War II. So overall, this is a really, I love it. This is a great series, and I gotta say, this definitely tops Series 4 for me, given the inclusion of the figures and the amount of named characters we're getting. There's 5 named characters out of this series, out of 6 figures, so that's a pretty big deal in terms of marketing as well as licensing, that they decided to release that many named characters in this line. So if you guys find these, if you find them on the shelves, I wouldn't hesitate to buy these. Even if you're looking at just having the fact of holding on to these for the potential to raise prices. If you've ever seen anything with the Heroes line, these figures go up in value. So if you're looking at it as an investment point, I would never recommend that, because these figures are fun, they're enjoyable. I like to collect these to be able to, you know, put them in scenes and all that, but they do have an investment aspect to this, right? These figures skyrocket in price as soon as they're out of print, and especially when you look at figures that are unable to be, you know, found. So if you find these, pick them up. That is the best thing I can tell you to do. Entertainment Earth, I believe, also has the entire case available for pre-order, but I have never had good luck with Entertainment Earth. They have canceled every single one of my pre-orders. I don't like Entertainment Earth, but I've heard from other friends that you know, Entertainment Earth fulfills their shipment. So maybe you're one of the lucky ones and get a full case. Besides that, guys, I don't have a whole lot else to say about them other than they are fantastic and you need to pick these up. With that being said, guys, if you liked the video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I try to release videos as soon as I get these available. There was a little bit of a lull in time. I was moving. There were, it's kind of a lull in my pre-orders, but I am back. I have a bunch of new sets, so the channel is thriving. For some of you that have asked me, in concern of whether or not I was stopping, I'm not going to. I've got a lot more content to come, so stay with us. And besides that, guys, I'll catch you next time. Bye.